Chat, hello. How we doing? Is everybody still mentally recovering from the Amazing Digital Circus episode 8? I am. Oh man, what an episode. Just a little bit. It was a doozy, man. The watch party was fun. That was a blast. It's funny, I ended up yapping about like kind of theorizing shit way longer than I was anticipating at the end of that. Like, I don't know, there was just like a lot to think about, so it was worthy of some discussion. But just got a couple more months until the finale, man. Crazy shit. I'm excited. Chat, you want to see this project I've been working on? Give me 1 sec, I gotta run it. I don't know if I've talked about this on stream, but whoa!
Say IT Matt.
Tragger, thank you for the 6-7 bits. I hope you're happy with yourself. So I forget if I've talked about this, but I have this like issue with SoundCloud where I would like to be able to get through my likes a bit more efficiently in terms of like sorting them into playlists. And I can't really use the desktop, you know, like the desktop version of the website for this purpose, because SoundCloud does this really annoying thing where here, give me 1 sec. SoundCloud does this really annoying thing where if you go to your likes, it's gonna
say IT Matt.
if you wanted to like sort this from the, you know, put these in the playlist from oldest to newest on desktop, there's not a way to do that. Like, you can't reorder this list. This is always going to be your newest like. And also, so you might be like, okay, well, you could just like sit here and just scroll down for a while, and then eventually you'll hit the bottom, right? Which, like, fair thought. It's an understandable thought. But the issue, holy tabs, okay, leave me alone. The issue is if you scroll down deep on SoundCloud, and you know, I have like 3,700 likes or so, but so let's say, I don't know, trying to determine a good spot. Let's say here. Let's say like I wanted to start listening to songs and adding them to playlists here, right? So I hit play on this, it just doesn't do anything. It's broken. It's broken. It's this really annoying bug on desktop where like you scroll down far enough. Okay, well now it does it, but it gets like really buggy, and if you scroll down even further, it'll get to the point where when you try to play a song, it just like refreshes the whole page, which starts you right back at the top. So, and even with that being said, like if I want to add this to a playlist, I gotta hit this little tiny button here and then hit this little tiny button here and then add it to a playlist here, right? Which is like fine, but it's like, it's not like super efficient in terms of like getting through it fast. And on mobile, it at least, you can at least like get into a reverse sorting of your likes, you know, oldest to newest instead of newest to oldest. And frankly, you can scroll down to the bottom without too much issue. But it's the same thing where it's just like getting it added to playlists is just like a little bit like unintuitive if you're doing this in bulk, right? So I was like, I had this thought last year where I was like, why don't I just, you know, I'm a fucking software engineer. Why don't I just make a fucking app to do what I want it to do? But then I ran into some issues when I was making it last year. And I just kind of gave up. But I was like thinking about it again this past week. And I was like, maybe I should like try it again. And I'm happy to report that I actually have something right now, which is pretty cool. So I can, you know, it'll load my likes after I sign in, and it's kind of ugly right now. That's like my only thing. Like this font is horrendous, but it'll so it loads all your likes. Again, it's oldest to newest, and then it'll load a embed of the current song you're on, so you can listen to it or whatever. In case, you know, this is like some old track, you're like, what does this sound like again? The Undertale font. I think what I'm gonna likely end up doing is figuring out what font SoundCloud actually uses on their site and just bumming it. But just so it looks like consistent with this. But anywho, and then as it stands right now, it just shows all of your shows all your playlists, and then you can like hit a button to add it to a playlist. You can make a new playlist if you want to add it to, and then when you're done, or if you don't want to add to any playlist, you just go to the next song and then it loads the next song. And it works pretty well, and it also saves the spot. So if I like log out and then come back to this later, it'll still load me into like where I left off, which is nice. So so it should be way more efficient when I get some free time next on a weekend to just like start burning through my likes and putting shit into playlists. So, and I put it back button. It's funny, I've been talking with Cheese about this because he's like also kind of interested in this app. So he's been giving me like ideas for features and stuff too, because like, so his issue, so I don't have that many playlists. Cheese has a lot of fucking playlists. So like it gets to the buttons and it makes like a ton of buttons. So so he was like, why don't you like have a way to like filter things out or like search for the name of a playlist? So I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. So that's like one of my, I think, next features that I'll be trying to implement. But yeah, pretty cool, pretty nifty little app. And again, I think it'll make for my specific use case of what I want it to do, it's gonna be great. So, and the other thing I was just thinking today is, you know, so right now I just run it on my my desktop, like, you know, I have like VS Code. So I just run it on my desktop and then, you know, go to localhost. But I have a Raspberry Pi. This is not the one that's running, but if you don't know what a Raspberry Pi is, it's just a small computer. This is my original Raspberry Pi that I got when I was still in high school. But I have a Raspberry Pi which is running some like very light home server stuff, mainly for smart home use cases. And I was like, I could just run this program on that, you know, like that would work too. So hungry ass thought he was talking about actual pie. Yeah, not quite. I mean, you tactically you could eat this. I don't know if it would. I don't think it would taste too good. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a little hard. But anyhow, but yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, if I run it on, so the only thing is I gotta, and I don't think it should be too bad, but I have to containerize it where there's within the kind of software engineering world, there's this thing called Docker where you can run these containerized like instances of like applications and stuff for like kind of easy rapid deployment. And so I have Docker running on my Raspberry Pi, which is within or where these different smart home things run within. So if I can containerize, I think that's the right term, this program, I should be able to toss it on my Raspberry Pi pretty easily. And then it'll just always be running. So whenever I want to, you know, filter through my likes, I could just go to like the local website, like within my network. Pretty cool stuff though. It's fun. You know, it's like, it's one of my things that I would like to do more personal projects this year, because I just like don't do that often. I usually like code when I'm at work and then like that's it, you know, which I feel like is maybe understandable because a lot of times when I've coded for 8 hours, I want to come home and not code. But I don't know, it was a fun project. Then still have some stuff to work on, but anywho. All right, that's enough yapping. We should probably get into the stream stuff. Chat, we are hopefully going to be finishing routine tonight. From what I have discovered, we left off basically at the very tail end of chapter 5. So we're going to be getting into chapter 6 probably within like 5 minutes or so after we start the game. And chapter 6 is the last chapter. I don't know how long it is in comparison to the rest of the chapters because I feel like it's kind of been a toss up, and it's also dependent on my dumbass and how fast I can actually get through the puzzles and such. But yeah, we'll see. Should be interesting because we are going to be going back into the facility we started in with our new security credentials now that we have level 3 credentials and going through all the new rooms. But I gotta like I haven't like kept track of like necessarily all the rooms. And also Entity A is presumably still gonna be there. So yeah. Also, there was something I think I had misunderstood at the time when I was playing about Entity B. That I think it was when they found. Oh yeah, because I was making the joke that the founder like fucked Entity B to create Entity A, and I think that's probably not the case. I think what's more likely the case is because basically Entity, when they found Entity B, it was already dead. So because it had choked on an apple or something of that sort from the tree. So what I'm guessing is maybe the Entity A is like the male version of the Entity, and the Entity B is like the female version, because it kind of, you know, like was when there was that really weird like scene that we had where there was like the little baby alien and Entity B was there. It was almost like a flashback or something. That seemed, I don't know. Like it seemed like maybe like Entity B is like the female form of this like type of alien, and Entity A is like the male form. But that could also just be wrong. But they could just be completely different species that are both exist on the moon. But I am yapping and procrastinating getting back into this game. So why don't we just suck it up and play the fucking game? Stop beating around the bush. Let's just play the damn game. All right. Category is swapped. All right, cut the music. Here we go. Back into routine. Bro, that one jump scare last time we played, that got me so bad, and I'm worried that we're gonna have another scare like that this stream. Okay, what key are we gonna press this time? I'm gonna press the FN key. Ooh! Didn't work. Wow. I mean, it is like a modifier key. Okay, I'll hit the end key, because we might be coming to the end of this game. All right. Oh, fuck. Okay. So, we are in the founder's office right now. Our goal is we need to exit, crawl back through the vent that we came in, go back through the kind of lower area, climb up the ladder, and then exit out towards the hatch, like the airlock. That's the word I'm looking for. So, and surely there will be no obstacles along the way, right? Totally safe. Okay. Right? He wouldn't have somehow found a way to come down here, right? That would be fucked up, right? Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Hate it here. Okay. Nice and easy. Let's just get the fuck out. Not gonna make a big deal out of anything. Just take it nice and okay. All right. All right, buddy. You can just hold through. Who the fuck's talking to me, bro? Chat, I think we might be in bad shape. Bro, you can't already be panting. I haven't even run yet. Don't die on me now. Okay. I think we are safe when we get up here, unless the entity is now in different spots. But we should just be able to climb this ladder and then crawl through the other area. So definitely not nervous at all. Definitely not scared. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Fuck! Okay. Stay calm. Stay calm. You're not gonna be out here, right? You sound close as fuck, dog. know what? Fuck it, we ball. Where the fuck is out? Chat, I forget! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Nice. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Just fucking leave! See? Everything's under control, chat. Okay, we did not get a save in. That was kind of bad. I did panic a bit. And we did not get a save in. But that's fine. We'll be fine. You're just in time for the start of stream. Lucky you. Okay. Airlock. Security. How are we doing on charge right now? All right. Probably use a battery. Are there any fresh batteries that I can pick up after this? No, there's only the dead batteries. That's fine. All right. Initiate. We did not beat Celeste. We still have a bunch of chapter 9 to complete. Oh. Okay. All we gotta do is walk across the moon's surface again. Get back to the other area. And then we'll be fine. Nothing to worry about. Hello, sun. Where's Earth? There's Earth. Okay. The music's kind of fucking freaking me out, man. Dude, you just need to keep it together. You just need to keep it together, bro. That's all you need to do. Just keep your fucking shit together. Get back to the other base. And explore these security level 3 areas. And I don't know, profit? Like, I actually still don't really know what our objective is at this point. I wish you could jump around. Yeah, it's not really a jump, unfortunately. Yeah, this is I'll say it again for probably the 4th stream in a row. This is a really good looking game, man. I'm very impressed. Oh, fuck. I am kind of dreading that the situation's going to have gotten worse when I get back in here. I mean, the situation has already gotten worse in the sense that the fucking disease or whatever I have is progressing. Infection or virus or fucking... I guess it's more like an infection. Like I'm infected by a fungi of some sort. On some The Last of Us type shit, right? Isn't that the whole thing in The Last of Us? Is that the whole like zombie thing is spread by like fungus? I've not played the game nor watched the movie, so I don't know for sure. Have you seen any other humans? Only dead ones. Only dead ones. And this alien fuck. And these robot fucks. Okay. Okay. You gonna give me a save? I don't remember. I might have to head back down. Fuck, no, I'm not gonna get a save. I'm not gonna get a save till I... Oh. I did tell you. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna take a new battery. I think it's probably the smart thing to do. We have plenty of batteries to work with. So, okay. When I enter this elevator, I'm going to have to go down the hall and then turn right, head into the one save room. And I just need to pray that the entity is not nearby. Because if it is, I'm kind of fucked. Because my save is when we started stream, which wasn't that long ago. But I would have to redo everything we've just done. Fingers crossed. DGOS, bro. What the fuck are you on? Go. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. Ooh. Okay, we're safe here. We got a save in. Okay, so the crazy thing is I don't know what my objective really is right now. So do I even need this on? I'm kind of leaning towards no. Is this the scariest game you've played? It's up there for me. Alien Isolation. I think might have it beat. But this game gives it a fucking run for its money, man. It's really good. Okay. So let's see what we're meant to be doing right now. Now that the interface module has been upgraded to level 3, it can return to the word and access restricted areas. Yep. Status monitor instructs that actions need to be taken at the prong terminals. They are misaligned. Prong terminals. I remember. I think I remember 2. I've played Slenderman before. I don't think Slenderman, especially in the modern day, is really that scary. I'm gonna need to be careful with power now. That's like my only concern. I know we're eating up a lot of power with the... I was terrified of that game in the 7th grade. I mean, yeah, all of us were, but it was also the 7th grade. Like, I watch back Slender now, and I'm like, yeah, it's not really that bad. I just don't know where bro even is. God, I fucking hate this game. So that's imaging 1. Do I need... Is prong... One of the prongs is here, actually, right? Or am I thinking the other room? We can go in a ecography now. Oh, I have to reboot up the system. I didn't even think about that. Okay. Okay, well that means we need to fuck with this. Okay, so I do think we actually want to keep the stuff on here. Alright, cool. EMOS. Okay, so we have to align the prongs, which I do remember there being 2 prongs. One is in the room to the left, and then one's in the commons area. And then we go to ecography. Okay. I can manage that, I think. We are gonna have to fuck around with the power, though. This is one of the prongs. And this is open right now, right? That's systems. Systems does... that connects to all of the common areas. So what I think is we should turn off anything that is not that. So close that. We don't need that on. And we do need this on. Did I hear him? Was that him? No, I'm not scared. Why are you asking? Fucking what? Fucking what? Okay. Perfect. I'm insane. I might be the best to ever do it. Okay, we should save. Okay, so we only have one more prong to do. How much power do we have to spare? That should be enough. I mean, actually, we could... Theoretically, we should be able to turn off the other... We should be able to turn off the other, the prong we just did. Because, like, why would we have to go back to it, right? That feels like that makes sense. this door's closed. Okay. Dude, there's just so many other noises that it's really hard to like parse what's just random bullshit and what's something I should truly be worried about. So I don't think the other prong is in here, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure the other prong is not in here. That's him. That's him. Ah! Oh my fucking god! He was like right in front of me, bro! Oh, he's on me, bro. He like barely started. Unless I'm fucking tripping, dog. I think he started appearing on my ultra view or whatever the fuck it's called now. Not ultra view. He sounded. I don't think he sounded far. He sounded fucking close. Sounding far is not fucking hearing this dumbass motherfucker. He's in the room. Just a reminder, in case you've forgotten. Okay, I think he's doing shit. I think now's the time we move. I'm fucking panicking. I'm panicking hard. If he's coming this way, I'm actually fucked. I'm just fucked. I have nowhere to go if he comes this way. Maybe I can hide here. Oh my. He can't come back here, right? He wouldn't know. I think he's in the common area. I think he's okay. Let's move. Yo, you fucking limping ass. I can hear you limping. Don't you fucking lose your breath on me now, buddy. Fuck's sake. Okay. Oh, dude. Okay, this is so he's just going to be camping. He's just going to be camping the commons area. I think that's just the reality. Is I'm gonna have to fucking work around it. Yikes. And it's so much harder when I can't fucking see him. You know what I mean? So what I have heard is, you know how I can flash with this, like to do these security things. Apparently, if I aim this at his eyes and flash it, it will stun him, like very shortly, like the other thing does with the robots. But I'm not really trusting that, to be honest. That's like last resort impulse type shit. I want to say it's to the left. And of course he's to the fucking left. Like, are we for fucking real, man? Are we for fucking real? Like, why do you have to be so fucking difficult, man? Why do you have to be exactly like, why are you fucking camping? You're literally camping Prong 02, bro. Like, get off my fucking dick. What a piece of shit. Is he coming this way? Ah! Wait, I could fucking see him. He's not invisible right now. Is he close? Fuck! Is that him? He's here. What do you want, dickhead? You're pissing me off. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. 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 You're not pissing me off. It's my fault. You're right. Dude, I hate the noises. I fucking hate the noises. Fuck. God, why are you so fucking loud, dude? Where are you? You sound close as fuck. You're definitely close as fuck right now. Oh my god, my fucking shit won't. I don't know how I'm gonna get around this. This is so bad. He's camping this door, bro. He's gonna jump out and fucking kill me. He's sitting somewhere. I can hear him. What the fuck? Am I fucking losing it? Ah! I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. I'm actually dead. I'm cooked. Oh my fucking god. I don't. He might be able to get me here. He might. I'm dead. I'm dead. Ah, you fucking. Oh my. Okay, so I can't hide under there? That's not good enough? What the fuck do you mean? No, fuck you. Now you pissed me off. Now you fucking set me off, dickhead. Yeah, I want the fucking smoke now. Come on. Oh shit, that's prong. Wait. Catch your breath, bro. That was just, I definitely just heard his ass. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm out! What am I doing? Bright as fucking here. Okay. Brother, I hear him. Bro, he's gonna fucking kill me. Bro, I'm dead. He's just gonna fucking kill me in here. Immediate intervention required. Proceed to the ripening. An induction terminal? Where the fuck is that? He's gonna just kill me again, man. No, he just like fucking shits and throws up sometimes. The ripening and induction. What the fuck is that? I don't know what the fuck that is. I feel like he's camping. What if I just book it? Give me the save. All right. What the fuck am I doing? Tell me what the fuck I'm doing right now. Induction door is now opened. On final stage, the ripening and induction terminal, the canal needs me? Where is this door? Was that door over here? Is he over here? Oh, hell no. Wasn't there some other door down here? Nah, I'm booking it. Right? This door? Yeah, this door. Oh, fuck. Chat, this does not seem good. I'll be the first to say it. Hello? Is this where I'm meant to be? Do I have to continue? This seems like a dead end. Bro, who the fuck came up these dark ass corridors? All right. Alright, this just loops. Yeah, alright. This is where I'm meant to be. Cool. So, am I like, am I done with the entities? Or are we gonna find fucking entity C over here? Is that what's about to happen? Entity C is like just God? C through Z, yeah. All the rest of them. Shit, I'm getting bad vibes. I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting real bad vibes. I feel like I'm walking to my own death. Yep. Oh, brother.
Keep pushing.
I don't know who the fuck talking, but I'm trying, man. I'm fucking tweaking, though. Are we closer to the end of this than I thought? Oh, I'm crazy tweaking right now. Oh, hell no. Yeah, this is gonna be my fucking... This is gonna be my fucking final resting place. Ripening and induction. Inject amniotic brine. Yes or yes? Decisions. I think I'll go with yes. Ripening and induction. What are we injecting? Is there a story to this game? Yeah, no. There's a story. The canal is ready. Is that all the way back at the start? I think it is. Bro, I'm gonna have to get all the way back without a fucking save. And this motherfucker is definitely still around. This is bad. Oh, this is bad, chat. Chat, this is not good. I'm not seeing a happy ending in your future. Yeah. I think this is like for the greater good type shit. Or for the greater evil type shit. I don't even know. But I don't think our ass is making it out. I think we are fucked. I think we are omega fucked. So I believe the canal was when we first entered, and there was a long path down before we went to this offshoot. All right, so Entity, you're just gonna be gone now, right? I can just run. You're done fucking with me? Surely, right? I'm not gonna turn this corner, I'm gonna die, right? Bet. Oh boy, I wonder what my my tasks say. Just the canal. All right. Well. Ah! Oh my fucking god! What the fuck, man? I was going that way. What? You want me to click it, bro? What the? All right, yeah, you know what? Dog, am I right? You're not. Someone did not. Tell me someone did not fuck the damn alien, bro. All right, you know what? You enjoy that? I got a mission to attend to. I gotta go to the canal and sacrifice my body for the moon or some fucking shit. Oh, Jesus. Oh, come on, dog. Just make it. Just make it at this point. You don't want to be that fucking loser that died right before your greater purpose. Well, no time like the present. No battery. Are you fucking kidding me? My ass, there's no battery. How the fuck did what? How was my battery gone? I had like a full battery, bro. That jump scare got you back. How do you think I feel, man? I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know what I'm about to witness. Probably horrors beyond my comprehension. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm never coming back through this airlock again. On God, I am never seeing my family back on Earth. It is dark as fuck, bro. Oh, there we go. Wow, convenient lighting. Thank you. Oh boy, what are we going to find? Oh, well. Are we just gonna become part of the hive mind? Is that what is happening? We're gonna find like a fucking pile of bodies down here. Okay.
You've come so far. One final step.
Yeah, we just like became part of the hive mind, didn't we? He's the baby. The way I thought we were done, it was going to be some up to your own interpretation ass ending. What the fuck? Am I even me? I can't see anything when I look down. Damn, they really just got all this shit down here, huh? So what the fuck is this? Okay. Oh. 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 Oh.
Together. We begin anew.
Oh, they're doing the fucking thing from that one famous painting.
Through me, you endure. Through you, I endure.
I feel like we're being, yeah, I feel like we're being like reborn. 1999. 2020. What the fuck? Kernel distribution only. Blah, 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 blah. Subject Prism Lunar Containment and Recovery Program. Objective was to recover data associated with the original Prism Canal expedition. Whatever to 1979. The Prism Lunar Expedition. Geological. Oh my god, I'm allergic to this fucking document. In 1999, a Union Plaza resort employee, John Cooper, reported discovery of blank Union Plaza operational irregularities. Software engineer, that's me. Sent to correct the automated security network. Enter the word. Contraction events aligned with patterns from original Prism Canal expedition. Escalating intensity. Objectives. Primary objectives: recover all Prism mission data and related to the canal, or regular value. Secondary objectives: indeterminate origin or unauthorized function. The LCRP lunar touchdown at 2027 UTC, approximately 800 meters from the ward's airlock. Upon entry of the ward, the crew reported a dense concentration of particulate matter described as, or pollen. Cum? At 2218 UTC, substantial interference. At 2352 UTC, complete telemetry loss. Can't fucking talk. Final transmission contained one image. Yeah. Yeah, we're part of a hive mind. We're part of a hive mind. No, 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 you motherfucker. Oh, you motherfucker. You think you're fucking clever. Oh, you motherfucker. Oh. Damn. Good game, man. Very good game. Story is definitely a little bit convoluted. You do kind of have to piece it together. I do want to, I think, watch kind of a recap video, just as this has been spread over the course of like over a month, and hear kind of the thoughts of somebody who has like sat down and actually, you know, thought about the game a bit. But in terms of like any details about like what the story is trying to tell that I've missed, but this was really good, man. This was really good. I like that the story presents itself as like you're gonna be fighting these like you know, these robots. Like that's going to be the main thing, is like, why did these robots go rogue? But like what I think you're slowly meant to discover, at least my interpretation, and I'm wondering if I'm missing details and this is incorrect, but it feels like what happened is this, you know, ASN, like the security network, is the reason the robots are going after the humans is that because it's going after infected humans and trying to neutralize them to stop the spread of like the spores, or, you know, whatever this like fungi hive mind thing is. And you obviously don't know that with the context you're given going into the game, but then you slowly discover, especially when you go to shut down ASN, that there is something more that's going on. And then you really get a gist of what's going on. So what I'm curious about one is the voice that was talking to us. Like, was that the founder that was talking to us? I was kind of a bit lost on that. And also, like, again, it seems like we basically become part of the hive mind of, but like, I don't know if that is if that's like separate from entities A and B, or if that somehow is related to them, like if they're spreaders of it and like they have like a symbiotic relationship with this like, I don't know, like I'm kind of curious about some of the details in that regard. But outside of the story, gameplay wise, this was phenomenal, man. It felt truly scary. I screamed like a little kid numerous times throughout this playthrough, out of pure genuine terror. The pacing, I feel like, was phenomenal. It was like the perfect slow burn, in the sense that like, especially for like the, you know, more staged jump scare moments, it felt satisfying, right? It didn't feel like they were, just doing the cheap jump scare. Like, they built up tension for like a very long time before giving this release in the form of like a scare, right? Like, it was, I feel like that aspect was handled really well in this game. It never felt like they were just tossing scares at me for the sake of tossing scares at me. Everything felt planned out really well. I thought, generally speaking, the puzzles were well executed, with maybe a couple small exceptions here and there. Obviously, I did have to look up some stuff on occasion, but honestly, I think most of the stuff I had to look up was kind of more on me and not on the game. Like, it was me just like missing something that should have been a bit more obvious, that I just overlooked, right? I would have to watch back the episodes. I do recall that there was like one or two times that I kind of made note of something being like a little like poorly designed, but I think generally speaking, the puzzles were well done. the enemies themselves, like both the robots and Entity A, which was the entity we really got to encounter, I thought were both really well done. I definitely, if I had to give any critique on the enemies themselves, I felt like, and it is tough because I realize this is a smaller development team. This is not like, the sort of team that developed a game like Alien Isolation, right? And again, I think I almost feel bad because I feel like it's really easy in certain parts of this game to draw connections between Routine and Alien Isolation. And again, like I want to try not to get too caught up in that because it is comparing a small brand new IP. Like I assume this is an indie team. I mean, based on the credits, it wasn't super long. Like a pretty small team putting this together compared to this like giant franchise that is Alien with a giant development team that was behind it. And obviously the game's like 10 years old at this point, but it's a different scope, right? Like they had a lot more resources and probably a lot more development time, I would think, to really hone in like the xenomorph in the Alien in Alien Isolation. And what I'm getting at is the AI is really good in like Alien Isolation. And I felt like this AI, like for the robot, for the type, whatever the fuck they're called, typo 5s or some shit. I forget what number they were. But like it, like for them and for Entity A, it just wasn't like quite as sophisticated. But I feel like it was fine. While it was definitely easier to escape them than like the alien, because like especially if the robots, like you kind of just had to hide under something and then you're fine, there was no sort of like if you hide and they see you hide that they're gonna get you. Like you can hide directly in front of them and they go rats and then they go away. But I will say it was a very interesting twist with the alien with Entity A. Right? It is Entity A that's the one we see, right? I'm not mixing it up between Entity. I think it's Entity A, right? Yeah, it's Entity A. With that enemy, the fact that it's invisible and you can only see it through the new module that you pick up, very cool. There is something that really got me about that because I think within like the stuff that fucks me up in horror, one of the things is a threat that I can't see, and usually that manifests in terms of me getting scared by something as like hearing footsteps like run up from behind you, right? Like you like basically you it's over before you even get a chance to react and you don't see the threat coming, right? Like I feel like that's usually like in a horror movie or something, or like a analog horror video on YouTube or like that sort of thing. It's like the fast footsteps that you don't know where they're coming from. Like that's what gets me a lot of times. And the fact that it was just this enemy that with the naked eye you couldn't see, like that was really terrifying to me. And one of the other things that'll kind of tie into this is like the sound design. The Entity was like such a perfectly creepy ass noise, bro. Like just like the weird fucking moans and shit that it makes, like really like it like made your skin crawl. Yeah, I was very impressed with the design of the enemies in this game. What else? Oh, well, yeah. So I guess expanding on like the sound design, I thought it was phenomenally done. Like, well, first off, like the music I thought was very a very good fit throughout like the different chapters of this game. It all of the parts of the original soundtrack were really nice. The sound design in terms of just like the general ambience and noises on the ship were really well executed. Again, I thought, especially when you have this invisible enemy that like sound is like a very important part of, having like that area of the base, you know, have all of these other atmospheric noises that like you're constantly trying to parse and being like, is that a footstep or was that just like some random noise? Like it was all really well done. And we'll loop back to it one more time. The graphical fidelity, not that it's always the most important part of a good game, but this game looked really good. Not only just from like a technical point of view, like it's obviously outside of like, you know, the alien and stuff, which, you know, it's an alien design and it's like a humanoid alien design, which is like really hard to make look super realistic. But like outside of that, like the environment that you're in, like that looked phenomenal. Like it was very, very realistic looking. Like all the materials and stuff were great. And even outside of like the actual realism of it, I thought it was just a very like visually stunning game. Like a lot of like very cool design elements, like these rooms that are just like red floor to ceiling, like just very striking colors in certain areas. And I don't know, like it was a very well designed game in terms of like how it looked. I think the artists on this project should be very proud. Like it was a very cool looking game. But yeah, that's Routine, man. Really good game. Definitely gets my recommendation. Very much well worth the money. Like the experience in like playtime, and I get that I played through the game probably a little bit slower than most people, but like the playtime that you get for, I believe I got this game for like $20. And I mean, there is a Steam sale right now, so I'm sure it is probably at 20. Yeah, it's at 20 right now. But even full price, this is a $25 game, which I feel like I would pay for the game at that price too. Obviously, at 20, it's a no-brainer. But yeah, I feel like this is a very easy recommendation at this price point. Yeah, very much worth the money for the experience. But anyhow. And you know what? One of the other things I do want to kind of touch on is it is, I think, in the horror space right now. Obviously, you know, I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention the whole like mascot horror trend that is kind of going on. And it, you know, it's obviously a lucrative niche within the horror space that a lot of game developers are going for, because again, it's a popular subgenre within horror right now, and like there's a lot of marketability of it, and you know, so like there's obviously like monetary reasons to want to make a game in that space. You know, you have your Poppy Playtimes, you have your Garden of Bands, you have your Indigo Parks. Obviously, Five Nights at Freddy's is like one of the staples in the mascot horror spaces. But yeah, like I feel like it is really refreshing when that is so much of the horror genre right now in terms of like what's popular and like in the kind of the content cycle within like YouTube, especially, that having just like this really, really well done horror game at a reasonable price that is not a mascot horror game. It's just like a good, you know, kind of sci-fi horror. This is so refreshing. Like it's like, I don't know, like it was just such a blast to be able to play through a game like this, and have it be so well executed. So yeah, very, very much enjoyed this. Great experience. All right. Well, with that done, like I mentioned, I do want to see if we can do some sort of light theory video about routine and like the overarching story. Hope there would be a physical version of routine. That would be pretty cool. We're not doing unfair flips right now. But yeah, let me see if I can. All right, this might suffice. We have a video from I'm the Baker Gaming about routine, saying story explained, a terrifying, lonely adventure. Let's check this out.
A routine job on a lunar base, but everyone else is dead. You're a software engineer sent to fix what should have been a simple problem, but something has gone horribly wrong. Alone on the moon and hunted by an invisible enemy, you must repair the system that can get you home and uncover what happened to the people who never made it out.
We never got to see that.
Join me as we explore Routine, the survival horror game from Lunar Software, a first-person experience packed with complex puzzles, environmental storytelling, and nerve-shredding jump scares. I'm the Baker
God,
Gaming,
what a freaky
and welcome to my
motherfucker.
What's the Deal With series, where I play through games for the very first time and break down both their story and their mechanics. Some games are new and some are old, but they're all as simple. I must never have played them before. No nostalgia, no bias. Just fresh eyes and a healthy dose of curiosity. This week, it's time
Jesus
for Routine.
Christ.
The story isn't handed to us. We piece it together ourselves through console logs, tape recordings, and the traces left behind by those who came before. Because of that, what you're about to see is my interpretation. I'll walk you through the story as we uncover it, then share my full take at the end.
What was I about to say? Damn it, I had something I was gonna bring up and I just drew a blank. Oh, honestly, I'm very surprised. Like, obviously, we moved through the game slowly, and I think that's part of the reason this is the case. We only died, like, did we only die the one time we died today? I don't know if we died at all. We got thrown that one time pretty bad with like the first or second episode, but that was it. I don't think we died until today. So
let me know in the comments whether you agree or whether you think I missed something. The game begins with an eclipse. Based on the uneven edges of the celestial body, I'm assuming that this is a solar eclipse, and it quickly becomes familiar, an unsettling image that appears throughout our story. Strangely, two bodies begin to block out the sun. But what are they? The Earth and the Moon? Are we drifting away from them? It's never explained, and that uncertainty sets the tone immediately. A voice speaks. We started this journey together, chasing the unknown, seeking what we could not see, but now we are lost. We wake up, gasping for air. We're locked inside a quarantine cell, and we've apparently been here for 7 days. Before we can leave, we need to print an ID card and find our helmet. There is a problem with the life support system. Nearby, we uncover an arrival administration form. It's undated.
I'm gonna for I think this part, we're gonna fast forward just a wee bit because we did play this, so
And unsigned for a senior software engineer. Assess and debug ASN systems.
I'm really more interested in potential pieces of information that I missed, which I know that I at least missed in the ASN room, one of the sets of logs. So I'm curious if he'll go over all those, and then obviously his thoughts kind of
Reporting to Kai Kayamara.
regarding
That's it.
the end.
No name, no date. We're left to assume that this form refers to us. As we step out of the room, the lights flicker and distant noises echo down the corridor. Yeah, something's very wrong here. We appear to be inside a Union Plaza vacation pod on the moon. There are signs and advertisements promising relaxation and enjoyment, an unsettling contrast given the situation we're in. This never was meant to be a place of fear. Not long after, we find our first major tool, the Cosmonaut Assistance Tool, thankfully abbreviated to CAT. It serves both as a utility and a makeshift weapon, and becomes essential throughout the game. We're introduced to it through an induction sequence, learning that it runs on batteries, which, conveniently enough, are scattered everywhere. The CAT allows us to interface with terminals, review objectives, access databases, and most importantly, save our progress. Using the database, we uncover the elevator pin, enter it, and finally gain access to the elevator, which takes us down to the tram station. And just like that, we're on our way, deeper into whatever happened here. The tram station is in complete disarray. Every tram has been cancelled. We come across the automated...
Again, like I was talking about kind of the striking visual design of the game. Like this room in particular, like this ASN room, like really, it's so jarring.
security network console. And this immediately raises a red flag.
Very
Great.
cool, man.
This has to be the ASN that we were sent to fix. But when we try to access it, our ID is rejected. We don't have the clearance or the required code. Nearby, we find a disturbing tape recording, and it quickly becomes clear that something has gone terribly wrong. Everyone has scattered. There's panic in the voice, fear barely held together. The recording pleads with us to shut down the ASN, but there's a catch. Only 2 people have the authority to do it. The first is John, the person leaving us this message, and the second is Kai, the head of security, the very person we're supposed to be reporting to. And suddenly, our routine job doesn't feel so routine at all. Using the CAT, we disrupt the circuit breaker, keeping the security barrier closed, finally giving us access to a tram. We ride it straight to the mall, because clearly there's nothing a bit of shopping can't fix. Also, I picked it because it was the first option.
Unless you're me and you don't go to the mall, you go to the place that's actually harder. And then you go, oh, this is way too hard. The fucking robot keeps jumping me the second I come down the stairs. Let me go to the mall instead. That's what I did.
Inside, we meet a surprisingly cute little robot.
I
called the
see.
IC.
Oh,
It scuttles
I
around on
see.
tiny legs, and
I
it turns out to be a
see.
helpful service bot, guiding us into the mall.
Rest in peace,
At the reception
Icy,
desk,
bro.
we find a security memo mentioning an upcoming meeting about a new UltraView module for the CAT. It's an upgrade that would allow it to see fingerprints. This immediately stands out. If Kai is involved in ASN security, this meeting might be our best lead yet. The IC escorts us to a console, but to proceed, we need to enter our ID number. This is the first real puzzle of the game, and the solution is quite clever.
Look down.
We're told back in the quarantine cell to always keep our ID visible on our uniform. The answer is literally right in front of us, or rather, right below us. All we have to do is look down. Problem solved. Except it's not. The elevator refuses to work, and when we try restarting the console, it crashes entirely. So much for that plan. Fortunately, our little IC friend knows another route and leads us to the back way. The downside
God, I
involves
love
climbing a ladder,
Icy.
which means leaving our little friend behind in the reception.
God.
We're all alone again. We press on, crawling through a maintenance path that drops us into a store, only to find the exit sealed by a security shutter. Under a table, we discover a button. Pressing it calls for help, or at least, that's what I think it is. Instead, what arrives is a Type 5 robot, and this thing is anything but friendly. The robot cuts us free, but immediately turns hostile. Using the CAT, we can overload its circuits and stun it temporarily, but it always recovers, and once it does, it hunts us down. If it catches us, that's it. Game over. Pushing forward, we locate the electronics store selling the UltraView module. The shutters are down, but a conveniently placed note tells us that they can be unlocked using John's console in the Megazone.
Yep.
When we reach the mega zone, the shutters are raised only just enough for us to crawl through.
Yep.
The robots can't follow, which makes this one of the few places that actually feels safe.
Yep. It
John's
was
office
great.
is of course locked.
Spent a lot
We
of
trace
time
the
in
cables
here.
back to a circuit breaker, overload it, and force our way inside. This is where things start to come together. The security meeting about the Ultra View took place here, and we missed it. Digging through John's console and reading his emails,
Rats.
we learned that a lunar quake occurred. John went out to investigate, and when he returned, he began suffering from headaches. A nearby tape recording fills us in on more of the picture. After returning from a lunar patrol, Type 5 units escorted John directly to the ASN. Something was wrong with them. Something had changed. We find a drawing on the floor, tendrils everywhere. What are these? And now we have to ask the question, is this what we were really sent to fix? Using John's console, we unlock the electronic store's shutters and make our way back inside, where we find the UltraView module. The shop shutters slam shut. We're forced into a tutorial puzzle, learning how the UltraView module works by highlighting a code on a console tucked away in the back of the store. Solving it allows us to raise the shutters and escape. We head across the way to the video store, only to find that the electronics are completely fried, gremlins in the system, if not literally. Nothing works the way it should. To open the main shutter, the system needs to be reset here first, then fully activated back in John's office. On the return trip to John's office, something new starts to happen. We struggle to breathe. We start coughing. Are we also getting sick? Back at the console, we open the main
Yes.
shutter and make a break for the
The
elevator.
answer is
The section is
yes.
tense. Type 5 units can shut down the elevator remotely, trapping us inside and leaving us completely exposed. One mistake here and we're done. But we make it out, and when we return to the main reception, we find the IC damaged. It was attacked.
No.
Poor little guy. And then we collapse. Whatever is happening is getting worse. We see the eclipse again. A voice echoes. Days pass, but nothing changes. It's like time forgot to take me with it. We wake up on the tram. No explanation. No memory of how we got here. And that might be the most unsettling part yet. We take the tram to the living quarters, and for the first time in a while, something actually works. We log in with our ID card, so at least we're officially registered to be here. At the end of the escalator, we find something disturbing. There's a destroyed Type 5 unit lying on the floor ahead. Its casing has been opened, its wiring ripped out and connected directly into a nearby screen. Somebody did this, but who? And more importantly, why?
Why?
Nearby, we find another tape from John. Since returning from his lunar patrol, he's been seeing and hearing things. A doctor was concerned enough to file an official report with Union Plaza HQ. Whatever John experienced, it wasn't being taken lightly. On a nearby door, we find a maintenance note. The electronics in this area are all down. They desperately need an engineer. There's also a mention of concerns over cost, as if budgeting was more important than whatever is happening here. Beyond the door, we encounter two Type 5 units. One powers up, the other doesn't. It's deeply unsettling. You never know which ones are active and which ones are dead. And
Yep.
why. We carefully sneak past them and crawl through a vent, emerging inside a CCTV room. On one of the monitors, there's a handwritten note. There's a surprise in the reception for you. Using the camera controls, we pan over to the reception area and zoom in, finding a post-it note with a code written on it. Nice. Something tells me we're going to need that, and soon. We make it to the reception area and use the code to unlock the door. Inside, we find another recording, and this one finally says the quiet part out loud. The Type 5 units were killing people. Worse than that, they were bagging the bodies afterwards. The recording is frantic, desperate. Whoever left it insists the Type 5s must be stopped, but never explains how.
Again, I think the thing that's like funny about this part is like even from the perspective of the people that are on the ship, they don't understand why the Type 5s are going after people, when in reality it was probably because they were trying to neutralize the threat, which was the infection. And just a lot of people were infected. You know?
We disable the fire control system in here. This gives us access to the laundrette. Inside, there's another inactive Type 5 unit and a whiteboard completely covered in notes and diagrams. The survivors were trying to piece everything together, just like we are. One detail stands out. John went missing after attempting to shut down the ASN. We uncover a classified report from John's lunar patrol. He found no evidence of an asteroid or a meteor strike. Instead, he discovered a body, one with tendrils growing out of it. On the moon? How is that even possible? The description matches the disturbing drawings we saw earlier in John's office. Whatever it is, it's spreading, and it didn't come from the space debris. More importantly, we find Kai's ID card. At last, we can do the job we were sent here to do, shut down the ASN. We leave the room, and right on cue, the supposedly inactive Type 5 springs to life. Of course it does. Good thing we were expecting it. I have played a horror game before. We sprint back to the tram station, barely staying ahead of the robot, and escape.
It's so funny because I was in the same boat where I knew that fucking Type 5 or Type 5 was gonna was gonna pop up.
The tram back towards the gateway and relative safety. Using Kai's ID card at the ASN console, combined with the UltraView module to trace the hidden code, we finally gain access. John's IC unit suddenly powers on. It's hardwired into the console. It knows John's gone, and it tells us what needs to be done. Overload the system to shut down the ASN. Reluctantly, we do exactly that. The door leading deeper into the ASN facility opens. Time to do the job we were sent here to do. Inside, we find a body and a final recording. The voice is weak, resigned. He says he tried. Then he whispered, "It's beautiful," before taking his last breaths. We step into a massive chamber. This must be the ASN.
This, by the way, again, talking about like the striking design of the game, this is something that really sticks out. This whole fucking sequence in this room for the ASN is just bonkers, man.
Lights flash violently, mechanical whirring from every direction. This whole place feels alive. At the first console, our shutdown commands are ignored. Error messages flood the screen. High memory usage, cascading warnings, endless pop-ups. We start closing them one by one, and it works. The shutdown responds. At the next console, we're told which nodes need to be lowered.
He doesn't talk about the log messages. I was hoping he was going to go over those.
As we do, the room
for the ones that I missed, but
lights strove faster. The noises grow louder, more aggressive, as if the ASN is resisting us. To finish the process, we have to manually release the central node. We hit the switches. The restraints disengage, and then we overload it. The moment we succeed, everything goes dark. In our vision, we're standing on the moon. Ahead of us is a huge spherical structure. As we move closer, we catch a brief glimpse of something at the side, a small creature withering with tendrils. And suddenly, the question becomes impossible to ignore. Are we seeing the same things that John saw? When we come to, we're inside a re-entry chamber. Were we really on the lunar surface? Or was that something else entirely? We move forwards through a long, sterile blue corridor, which narrows into a tight engineering tunnel. This opens up into a vast room dominated by a massive screen, but it's completely black. Crawling through another maintenance tunnel, we flip a series of breakers. When we return, the screen is growing red. Our progress, though, is halted. To go any further, we need level 1 security interface access. What that actually means, we don't know yet. We press on. The next chamber stops us in our tracks. A circular room with a huge tree at its center. It's dead now, brittle, withered. But the question isn't, why did it die? It's, why was it ever here at all? As we move deeper, we find a recording from Dr. Webber associated with something called Prism, and immediately things feel different, older, colder, less human. This isn't part of the facility we were exploring before we woke up in the re-entry chamber. This is somewhere else. For the first time, we're given a year. It's 1978. Dr. Webber explains that people have been entering something called the canal, and when they return, they're changed. They begin to mentally unravel. Webber knows that their own time will come eventually, but until then, they will continue to monitor the staff. On a nearby console, we find emails discussing samples being brought back from the canal, samples that show evidence of life. The diary entries are worse. They describe a humanoid creature, but larger than any human should be. How is this possible? We unlock the reception area and find more personal writings. One entry describes seeing something huge on the CAT screen while using an interface module. The author tries to dismiss this as a malfunction, but they don't sound convinced at all.
Tutorial. No, we already beat the game. We are watching a recap. One, to see if there are any details that I missed during my playthrough, but also just to hear somebody's kind of theorizing on the ending of the game. So spoiler warning, I guess, in that sense. But
we find the module itself. It allows us to activate screens remotely, and more importantly, it provides level 1 security clearance. Finally, we can proceed. From the terminals, we learn that this section of the facility is called the ward. Digging deeper into the data, we uncover the truth about the tree. It was an apple tree, deliberately planted in the ward. For a while, it grew perfectly, but after the canal was entered, it began to die, despite optimum soil conditions. Others experienced the same symptoms we did, collapsing, losing time.
See, I don't even think I pieced that together, that the tree basically withered away and died like the people did. I didn't even like think to make that connection. So, which makes sense because like the roots of the tree were probably down in like an area that could have been infected by the spores or fungus or whatever you want to consider the kind of hive mind thing.
Waking up somewhere else. People were drawn to the canal and to somewhere called the cave, and those who entered never returned. Patrols were eventually banned and less conducted in pairs, and yet there's no sign of anybody left. The remaining crew became convinced that the entity seen on the cat screens was real. Even worse, they believed it was watching them as they watched it. We push on. We managed to restart the servers. The large red screen, known as the archive, should work now. As we move on, we're knocked over. Was this the creature? Is it real?
Yes.
On the way back, we encounter the creature. It is exactly as described. It's terrifying. We can hear it moving around. We can hear it whimpering. Rebooting the red screen, we're met with another barrier. We need to record an echograph of the canal. Without level 3 clearance, we have to seek out the founder, who's in the annex. We learn about James, who's locked himself inside the vestibule using an elaborate code of his own design. He's the only person with level 2 clearance in the ward. And guess what level clearance we need to get into the annex? This means getting inside that vestibule just became our top priority, because whatever this place is, it's been waiting a very long time. On one of the consoles, we find a diary entry explaining that people have been trying and failing to decipher James's code, the one required to enter the vestibule. The solution is apparently stored inside a locker with the code hidden inside a diary entry. We track down this locker, and inside we find exactly what was promised, the cipher. But that's not all. There's also several small Polaroid photographs. To solve the code, we need to revisit the locations shown in these photos and search each area for a symbol. Once all of the symbols are collected, the code can finally be assembled. It's a clever idea. It's also a nightmare. Even knowing where these places are, actually finding the symbols is incredibly difficult, especially when we're being hunted by something that the ward personnel referred to as Entity A. Every search feels like we're seconds away from being found. Eventually, we crack the code and enter the vestibule. Inside, we discover another recording from Dr. Weber. They've been researching ways to stop what they call the delusions caused
I missed all that. Oh, what, like when I did this part myself? Yeah.
by entering the canal. One of these procedures we've already experienced ourselves, the re-entry chamber. The most severe conditions are prevented by something called alignment, and of course, that's exactly what we have to do next. We undergo a series of optical and auditory alignment procedures, recalibrating ourselves piece by piece. Once completed, we're able to drain the basin. Crawling through it, we finally find James's ID card. For some reason that the game never really explains, we don't take this with us. Fortunately, I wrote the ID number down. Using that number on James's console upgrades our security clearance. But
You also don't need to, again, like I obviously had chat write stuff down for convenience, but you don't actually, once you see a code, if you just go into the interfaces at the projectors, like there's the one like database screen that stores all the codes anyway.
information we uncover is deeply unsettling. Entries describe people continuing to leave for the canal, but now they must be cleansed first. We're never told what that means, but whatever it is, it doesn't sound good. With our new security clearance, finally exit the ward. Outside, the view of the moon is breathtaking. The Earth hangs far off in the distance, small and impossibly comforting. I wish I were there, anywhere but here. The change in sound is also startling. Gone are the mechanical hums. Gone is the whimpering of the presence of Entity A. There's only silence and the sound of our own breathing. We reach another bunker. As a brief aside, the environment here is stark and lifeless, but visually stunning. The water effects in particular give the illusion of movement and vitality in a place that is otherwise cold and dead. It creates the unsettling sense that this world is still active, even if nothing living should be here. Our objective in this bunker is to create a decontamination fluid, which will allow us to access the annex.
Which I will remind you I got first try. That honestly, probably one of my favorite puzzles in the game. It was a lot of fun.
Inside, we find another body, once again with tendrils growing from it. Nearby, there's a recording. Whoever left it claims that they came further than anyone expected. They sound resigned, at peace with what's about to happen. Further diary entries reveal something new. There was a second creature. This one died after eating an apple from the tree inside the ward. William, the founder, performed a dissection and determined the creature was a female. He refers to it as Entity B. We prepare the decontamination fluid. And
again, that's where I'm like, maybe Entity A and Entity B are just like the male and female versions of a certain species that lives on the moon. Again, they might just be different species altogether, but
into the dissection room, we find William, or what remains of him. Tendrils again grow from his body. I swear I can hear them moving. We find that William believed that when he was alone, he could hear Entity B speaking to him. And during the dissection, he describes her eyes as lonely, as sad. And that raises a terrifying question. Is this what's wrong with Entity A? Is it alone now? Was Entity B its mate? Using William's ID,
we're going to get to it, but
we open a hatch and descend into a vast labyrinth of tunnels. We drain the fluid above us.
We saw it reacting to the
water
video.
is flooding our tunnels. We run. We nearly reach the ladder to safety before collapsing. We see a vision, a small version of the entity. Is it the child? We wake up again and escape through the overflow into William's office. Using the console, we upgrade the cat to level 3 clearance.
There's
We can now
enemy
return to the
B.
ward. One final task remains. We must align the prongs before performing the echograph. The task itself is simple. Avoiding Entity A is not. With our upgraded clearance, we can access the echograph room and perform the scan. We have to move to a room called the Ripening and Induction Room, where we're expected to inject amniotic brine. This is almost like we're trying to induce labor. Is this
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
entity pregnant? Or is this sign of a fetus growing externally, like we saw in our vision earlier? The base begins to shake violently. We have to get out. A long tunnel leads us back towards the archive, but before we reach it, Entity A grabs us. But this time it doesn't kill us. Instead, it throws us into an engineering tunnel. Debris collapses behind us, cutting off any return to the ward. Through gaps in the debris, we see Entity A watching footage of Entity B being discovered.
Yep.
It kneels, it mourns. With nowhere else to go, we enter the blue, eerie corridor. This is the canal. We open the door and step inside a cave system. This must be it. We experience an out-of-body vision, seeing ourselves floating in space. When we awake, everything is bathed in blue light. Bodies litter the ground, tendrils growing from them. There's only one path forward. We approach the sack at the centre. A flash. Entity A is projected over a vision of ourselves, then two figures in spacesuits reaching for one another. Together, we begin anew. Through me, you endure. Through you, I endure. Those are the final words we hear.
All right. Back to normal speed.
Dates flash by. 1999, then 2025. A series of heavily redacted reports appear. 2025, summary, recovered data from original Prism Canal expedition. The Prism expedition officially ended in 1979. In 1999, a Union Plaza
You speak so
employee,
slowly now.
John Cooper.
It's
reported
just
the
you weren't
discovery
used, or
of a
you were used to it being
but we know
1.5
exactly
speed.
how that ended. A software engineer was dispatched to correct
That's
the ASN
me.
and entered the ward. The report goes on to state that upon entry of the 2025 crew, the area was found to be filled with a pollen-like substance. The final transmission contained a single image, a cave filled with vines. And that's where the game
And
leaves us.
presumably
We're
bodies,
left to
right?
interpret what
Right? Like this has got to be right, because why else would this be censored?
and that's where the game leaves us. We're left to interpret what all of it means. Are we the software engineers sent in 1999 or part of the 2025 recovery crew? My interpretation is that we're the 1999 engineer,
Yeah.
and the events within Union Plaza occur while we're held in quarantine. The 2025 mission exists solely to retrieve data from the original Prism expedition. If we were part of the 2025 mission, why quarantine in Union Plaza? This interpretation is also consistent with the undated arrival administration form we found in our quarantine room. This leads to the more disturbing possibility that this cycle repeats, and that's why the game is called routine. As for the entities themselves, are they truly alien? My feeling is that these are what humans eventually become from their evolution within the sacs, with the pollen there driving them, controlling them to go into the cave. Was the lunar quake in 1999 responsible for releasing the spores into the Union Plaza, restarting the cycle? It's interesting to think that the entities appear to be both inconsistent and dependent on the presence of humans. Entity B died while eating an apple, human food, but we didn't enter the cave system until we had injected the amniotic fluid. Does that mean that these entities need us to begin conception? Do they grow from us? Do they grow from humans?
Well, that was. Are humans fucking them? Like, we don't know.
It's also worth considering that Earth life is incompatible with the presence of the entities. When entity B died, spilling its fluid into the soil, this seemed to kill the apple tree. My feeling is that the entities didn't exist in this form until humans first made it to the moon. Before that
Oh.
time, there was just the pollen, the plants that we see in our visions. This pollen drove us into the caves, at which point we changed, we formed into these entities, and that is what populates the moon until this day. Of course, this is only my interpretation. Let me know what you think.
It's an
Overall,
interesting
I
theory.
really enjoyed Routine. The storytelling, restricted entirely to found documents and recordings, both was interesting and refreshing. Crucially, none of this felt obscure or unfair. Key information was always available on mandatory consoles. This helped reinforce the overwhelming sense of loneliness that we felt on the moon, rather than frustration with not knowing what's going on. The lack of direct guidance was also another highlight. The game teaches us its mechanics through well signposted tutorial puzzles that encourage observation rather than hand-holding.
Yep.
None of the problems felt
Yeah, that was like the thing with the game is, while I obviously got into some points of frustration, I think it was kind of cool that it really did not hold your hand at all. That like it was like, we gave you the pieces, you just gotta like put it together. So that part was cool. Oh, and one of the other things that I get a chance to touch on,
Dude, I love that this game had basically no UI. Like that's so sick. I feel like it really adds to like the immersion of the game, that any of like the actions you're doing are like on the tool that's actually in your hand, and you just have to look at it and like press the right buttons and shit. It was very clever in that regard.
difficult, providing you slowed down.
But like if you didn't have anything up, like there's no like, outside of like the start of the chapters when it said like the name of the chapter, like there was no like text on screen or like that sort
My
of shit.
first death filled me with panic. The jump scare was excellent.
Yeah.
But what really got me was the fear that I'd have to replay a huge section from my last save point. I was genuinely relieved to discover that respawn points exist. The rumored permadeath system would have completely ruined the experience for me. I wouldn't have played this game.
But there was a permadeath rumor for this game, that it was maybe at one point that was planned.
Spawn points exist. The rumored permadeath system would have completely ruined the experience for me.
That would have been crazy.
I wouldn't have played this game.
Although, if you think about it, we would have almost made it. So
The only section I didn't enjoy was tracking down the symbols needed to access the vestibule. The puzzle itself was clever and satisfying.
Yo, get this fucking bot out of here, bro. Get this fucking stupid ass fucking bot out of here.
Locating those tiny symbols, especially while being hunted, was a bit too much for me personally. That said, the environmental design is fantastic. The visuals are stunning, and I love the maze-like layout of the ward in particular. The world feels deliberately disorientating in a way that perfectly supports the story.
Yep.
The narrative does start slowly, and I'll admit it took some time to fully engage with it. But once the game reached the ward, I was completely hooked. I played the rest in a single sitting.
Well,
If any of this sounds interesting to you, I'd absolutely recommend giving Routine a go yourself.
All right. Well, there you go, chat. Yeah, I mean, very, very interesting game, man. I would not be surprised if the intended thing with Type A is that it is like at least in some way, shape, or form based off of like the human form, because I mean it outside of being way larger than a normal human, it is very human like. So that would not surprise me too much. But I don't know. I could also see, I could really see it both ways. Like just the entities being things that existed on the moon, like individually. Because like again, you have like these weird properties where like it can like fucking turn invisible, you know, like that's like if it's being based off of like the existing composition of a human body, like I don't know how that would work, but anyhow. But yeah, very good game, man. Very good game. Well, chat. Bit of a shorter stream, but I think that will wrap things up for tonight. I'll have to figure out what we're gonna do next weekend, I guess. Worth $20, definitely. Very much worth $20. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out what to play next weekend for Spooky Sunday. Maybe we'll do an entire stream. Because it's been now a bit since we've done an itch.io stream, so that could be a good option. But yeah, that'll be it for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the stream and you haven't done so already, be sure to drop a follow. I do these spooky streams every Sunday. We also do variety streams every Monday and Wednesday, as well as FNF streams every Friday. So plenty of stuff for you to check out throughout the week. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're a VOD frog, also consider following on Twitch. You can get the streams earlier. You can hang out with me, and you can or chat with me and hang out with the chat. So it's a good time. But besides checking me out on Twitch, I'm on all these other platforms as well. We got Discord, Twitter, Blue Sky, the YouTube channels. If you want to see the previous 3 parts of Routine, those are all on the VOD channel. This part will hopefully be up as well the next day or two. Yeah, enjoy all of the wonderful clips of me being really fucking scared. but yeah. What else? Yeah, you got the other channels there too, besides the VOD channel. And if you prefer TikTok over YouTube Shorts, I have that as well. So, but yeah, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Yeah. You know what? I'll send all, dude. You know what? This is kind of fucking perfect if I do say so myself. Sword Bear is currently playing Alien Isolation. So why don't I send y'all over to Sword Bear? You guys can enjoy the Alien Isolation stream. If you would like to participate in the raid, which you totally should if you're able, make sure to use our raid messages. First one you'll see there in chat is for people not subscribed here on Twitch, but if you are subscribed, you can use the second raid message instead and take advantage of our wonderful channel emotes. So copy whichever raid message you're able to use and make sure to post it in Sword Bear's chat once we're over there. But that will be it for tonight. Did I ever do Pav Stretch? Ugh. But yeah, that'll be it for tonight. Next stream will be on Monday, otherwise known as tomorrow. So feel free to tune into that. Should be a good time. But until then, let me get this raid for Sword Bear going. I'll be out here. All right. Raid is live. Thanks again for watching tonight, guys. Make sure you copy that raid message if you haven't done so already. Paste it over in Swordbear's chat. But yep, that's all I got for now. Have a good rest of your night, evening, day, or morning, and I will talk to y'all later. All right. See ya.